Hello, Nigerians. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on the time where you are watching me. This is your friend, Dr. Haruna Goro. I know some of you have been expecting to hear from me since the judgment that was delivered at the apex court, and that is the Supreme Court. I need to just speak with you, but before we go on, I actually wrote something here that I'm going to take time to gently read because I know a lot of you are disappointed, you're sad, you don't actually know what to do, what to say because of what the judiciary has done. As it's been said that the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. But today, democracy has been raped. But then, I want to encourage you, please go ahead and share the link with as many people as you can so that they can join us in this broadcast. We need to talk. And I'm just going to share my heart with you. But I really want to appreciate those of you that have been following me. It's over 1 year now that I've been doing this broadcast. And I'm not somebody that is into politics, and I'm not a politician, and I don't intend to be one. I'm a man of God, and I felt a calling to do this since last year. I don't know Peter Obi personally. I'm not a member of Labour Party, and I'm not doing this for any political party. I'm doing this because of my conviction and the belief that I have all my desire to see the birth of a new Nigeria. And I know Nigeria, the new Nigeria that many of us dream to see, but I believe it will still be born. So please go ahead and share this link with as many people as you can. And do let me know where you're watching me from, whether from Nigeria or other parts of Africa or in other parts of the world. Let me know. As I said, this is my first broadcast after the judgment was delivered by the apex court. And you know, days ago, if not weeks, I've been saying, and I guess others too have been saying, that they don't trust the current judicial or the judiciary of Nigeria. Because the three arms of government, the executive, the legislative arm, and the judiciary arm have teamed up and ganged up against Nigerians. And it's so pathetic, and it's so sad, so painful to see the abuse of justice. People that are in their either late 60s, some of them are in my age bracket, and I'm 67, and soon to be 68, and some of them are in their 70s, soon to retire. But see the way they thwarted justice, always using technicalities. And that's how corrupt, weak judges always do. They are quick in running to judge cases using technicalities. And so, as we deliberate, and just reflect after the judgment, I have something that I've written here, and I really want to take time to read it. I'll try my best not to go off the note. Today, the 26th of October, the Supreme Court has finally shown the Nigerians and the rest of the world that the judiciary arm of government has, by her ruling this day, helped to legalize criminality, whether they know it or not, but by implication, that's what they did today. Crime is relative, according to them, by the way they judge, and by the way many of the Nigerian judges judge. You are only guilty when you can afford to pay the fee demanded by the judges that are sitting on your case. Crime is relative, according to them. Justice in Nigeria is reserved for the highest bidder. That means the more money you have, the more you are guaranteed justice. It's not whether you have a valid case. You can bring all the evidences. They will say they are not evidences, like we saw during the tribunal. And what the Supreme Court just did was to uphold the judgment. In fact, they even made it so quick as they did not even wait, because Tinubu was so scared. This person, the lead judge on this case, actually told Tinubu that, if you don't want to lose with this thing coming from the FBI, we have to quickly deliver this judgment. And quickly they wrote, and in fact, I believe they wrote it before the this day. That's why they hurriedly did it. So the 7-man panel of judges who dismissed the Atiku and Obi case for lacking merit have by their action today proved to some of us, by what they did today, they have proved some of us right, who have said that the Nigerian judiciary is corrupt and can never be trusted. They dismissed the case on the ground of lack of merit, which is what many judges do when they have received bribe and they want to judge in favor of the one who gave the bribe. Only the 7 judges know what they mean by lacking merit. Many of us were waiting to see what they would say as what is really the merit of the case. The lead judge, Iyang Okoro, and other 6 judges sitting on the case unanimously agreed that the case is dismissed for lack of merit. They, by their judgment today, have said, that means by their judgment today, they have basically said forgery is not a crime. Number 2, number 1, let me do that again. Number 1, by their judgment, they are saying forgery is not a crime if the petition is filed late or you did not file it earlier on. But the Constitution says otherwise, that if there's a valid reason where you can bring something, another thing that you consider will help concerning your case, you can bring it. But they said that is not, admissible. Number 2, by their judgment today, they have made us to see that the Constitution of Nigeria carries many faces and interpretations and can be made to say whatever a judge wants it to say. So the judges who make the Constitution say whatever they want to say. Whatever is the judgment they want to declare, they will just twist the Constitution to say that very thing. And since, especially with the Supreme Court, since they're the last court in the land, you can do nothing and say nothing. There's no other court to appeal to. This is the last court. So that's why people have to just accept. Okay. Number 3, by their judgment, they have said the INEC guidelines are no longer necessary for future elections, for determining the conduct of election, and that it can, the Electoral Commission can do anything they want, because that is not what matters, because that's what happened during the 2023 election. Number 4, by their judgment, they have said drug lords and drug barons can rise to the highest position in the land, which is the position of presidency or any other position, if the person can afford to pay the judges so that they can judge in his or her favor. Number 5, they have by their judgment have said a crook, a cheat, a liar, and a person who has committed perjury can become president of Nigeria if he or she can bribe the judges to judge in his or her favor. Serious. I told you I decided to write this so that I can coordinate my points and not just rattle and talk, because I know a lot of you are in pain and you want to know what's the way forward. Dr. Haruna, you've been speaking to us now over 1 year. What do you have to say with the current thing that has just happened? Since the judiciary has joined forces with the executive to fight against Nigerians, Nigerians are left with no option but to stand and fight for their own rights. That does not have to be with violence, but peacefully, because even the Nigerian Constitution allows people to take a stand for their rights and defend their rights, as long as it is done in line with the law. You can't beat a person and say he or she must not cry. Justice has been raped openly on this 26th day of October 2023 in Nigeria. I don't know whether anybody will ever trust the judiciary system in our nation, or the judiciary. They have a lot of work to do to claim, or for them to gain the confidence and the trust of the Nigerians again. Justice has been raped. The future of Nigeria is dark and bleak. Politicians can't be trusted to serve the interests of citizens. If there is a thing I have learned in my active participation towards the journey to seeing the birth of a new Nigeria this 1 year or this past more than 1 year, it is the fact that, number one, I knew it before, but even more so now, that corruption is endemic in Nigeria. It's in the fiber of the beings of so many Nigerians, especially politicians who believe the only way to earn a living, the only way to run business is to go into politics. Because we can see it obviously with what is happening now. The moment many of the people were elected, especially the legislative arm of government, they started sharing money. And Tinubu knows, who currently has been declared as the one from the judgment that is now the legitimate president, even though to some of us, it was very obvious that he didn't win the election. But that's a talk for another day, because the judgment has already been given. So I now have seen that corruption in Nigeria is endemic. Number two, lesson I have learned is that poverty has been weaponized the same way tribalism and religion has been weaponized by politicians. Number three, I've also learned that vote buying is real. Buying people with money is real. People, they allow their conscience to be seared if you can give them money. Is it right? No, it's wrong. This is what we want to see change. This is what we want to stop in Nigeria. However, when you have politicians like Tinubu and the people he has surrounded himself with, what else do you expect? They don't know another way to do politics apart from using money. Because Tinubu believes that you have to dig deep and get the money, pay the people, and you will get the mandate, whether you win or not. Remember, he said, let's seize and run. He seized it and he ran into Aso Rock, supported by the team of people that are also corrupt just like him. Number four, I've also learned that you can't play the game of politics if you are naive and inexperienced. You need to learn. You don't have to be corrupt, but you need to study and understand how people think, how politics is played. If not, you will just be swept under your feet. You'll be so excited thinking that, because a lot of people are supporting you, that you will easily win. It doesn't always work like that. I've seen it in Nigeria. I've seen it in Zimbabwe. I've seen it in many nations in Africa, including even America. So, number five, lesson I've learned in my journey since last year, as it has to do with the whole thing about politics in Nigeria up to the post-election time, the declaration of who is the winner and the case in court, and today the apex court declared that Tinubu's presidency is upheld. I've discovered that very few politicians are occupying political offices or positions that got in there through credible election or through winning the votes of the people or the mandate from the people. Most of the politicians that are in government in different nations, they went in there through the back door, not necessarily because they were elected by the citizens. In most cases, it is not so. Number six lesson that I've learned in my journey since last year. It is not your votes that determine who will win, especially in systems and places like Nigeria. It is not your vote that will determine whether you will win or not. It is who has the deepest pocket to bribe and buy voters and buy even the the so-called independent election tribunal or commission or officers. In fact, including returning officers like the professors. That's how Professor Mahmoud Yakubu was bought, and many other professors were bought to write false results and declare people that were not duly elected by the people and made them either governors or members of the House of Rep or senators, and it goes and trickles down up to councillors in local government. Number 7, lesson that I've learned. I've learned that democracy in many places is not a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Is basically a scam, and it's a capture. It's like a national capture, a state capture by a few politicians that have gathered or ganged up to rob their citizens. So this is one lesson that I have learned. I've learned that democracy is a scam in many places, and it has never worked, and is not working, and may not work until we are people of integrity, people that are upright, people that are God-fearing, that will get involved in politics. This idea of saying politics is a dirty game, let's leave it for others. That's the reason we are where we are. Many people that say they are godly people, that go to church, that call the name of God, call the name of Jesus, call Allah in their mosque or wherever. Some of them don't want to get involved. But I see it's slightly different with Muslims, because many Muslims, whatever they do, Allah and their religion and their faith is involved in what they do. But it's kind of different with Christians. Christians believe that being involved in politics is dirty, so they abscond, they stay aside and watch and just pray and then bind and trusting that God will work a miracle. But it is said faith without works is what? Is dead. So we need upright people, God-fearing people to join in. People are talking about Obi and dirty. But how about if, where are the others? Is it only Peter Obi? See what they've just done to Peter Obi. See what they've just done to his running mate. And so where do we go from here? That's why we need people that are God-fearing. In fact, right from the constitution of Nigeria needs to change. And we need to check the electoral laws. Currently, as I talk to you, the person that is going to take over from Mahmoud Yakubu, already the name is out there, and Tinubu is sending him for approval to the Senate. And that person is a loyal person, is a person that is loyal to APC. So what would you expect? Will there be transparency when there is any election if the person that is sitting as the chairman of the Electoral Commission is chosen by the sitting president with all the questions around him? That's what is happening in our nation. That's why it's difficult to go to court and then expect a court that has been captured that will give you justice, or to expect that the so-called electoral the commission will do justice to you, or will allow the person who actually was the winner of the election to be given the mandate, because they will be loyal to the one who appointed them to that office. Okay, let's continue. Number 9, I'm giving reasons, what I've learned, since this whole thing, since I got involved in this whole thing. I said what? I think, did I say number? Okay, it should be number 8. I've learned that many politicians are not in politics to serve the interests of the electorate, but to serve their own selfish interests. And that we see everywhere. Number 9, lesson that I've learned. Don't waste your time going to court where the judges are corrupt. It is a waste of time and resources. Didn't Peter Obi trust the judiciary? He said he was a beneficiary of justice before. So he trusted that this time around it will work. But this is Nigeria, it's not Anambra, and the judges now are so desperately corrupt. See what has just happened. Atiku has been going in and out of court, but has he ever had victory? Because the judiciary has been captured by the sitting government, by the ruling party. And that's what has just happened again. So number 10. Okay, it should be number 9 now. Don't waste your time going to court. I already said that. Number 10, judges that are corrupt are quick to dismiss cases on the basis of technicalities and the case lacking merit. We saw that during the tribunal. We also saw that now during the appeal that happened there. So then the question then comes, what is the way forward? You may be asking, what is our way forward? Nigerians have a choice to make themselves. Nobody will make that choice for you. You have to make the choice whether to accept defeat or to stand firm on your commitment or on their commitment to fight for the freedom of Nigeria from these political scavengers. So you can choose whether to accept that you have been defeated by Tinubu, defeated by the judiciary, defeated by APC, and so you're going to give up and just surrender to them, or you will still continue to fight until Nigeria is free from this political tyranny and this political thuggery and this political prison that these people have put us in. You are the only one that can do that. I have no regret for speaking out. That's personally. Some people may feel that I wasted my time. I don't have any regret. I did not waste my time. I'm a busy person. I do so many things. And yet I committed time this past 1 year or even more than 1 year to be doing broadcasts. And my reason is because as a northerner, I've seen how our people have suffered in the hands of these politicians. So I felt I needed to speak out. They have used religion on us. They've used the fact that we are from the north and our fight is against the people from the south, especially people from the southeast. Sorry, there was a call that came and I had to stop to turn down the call. That's why you saw that little freeze. Okay, so only Nigerians can take their nation back. But personally, I don't have any regret. I've done what I felt led to do, and I did it. So I have no regret for speaking out, warning and educating Nigerians, especially from the north, where I come from, so that our people from now on will lay aside this thing about religion, voting on the basis of your religion, voting on the basis of your tribe. Nobody should deceive you again. It's a time for Nigerians to stand on their own and take their nation back. This is exactly what I've stood for. Nobody has paid me 1 cent. In fact, I've invested money, giving so many people money that are also doing the same thing, but do not have the resources to be able to do it. I've sponsored so many people, and I'm still prepared to continue to do what I've been doing to see the birth of a new Nigeria. So I've been speaking out and telling Nigerians to rise up and take their nation back from these political charlatans. I was not motivated by personal gain or recognition. So I wasn't doing this so that I can become popular. I wasn't looking for popularity. I did what I did because I felt a call of God to do what I did and what I've been doing. I've done my part, and many other Nigerians have done their part. I'm not giving up, and I don't want you to give up. A divided nation along the lines of religion, tribalism, sectionalism, classism, etc., will never bring about the birth of the Nigeria of our dream. It's not possible if we are divided. If there's ever been a time that we need to be united, more than ever, it is now. And so I call upon us to be united. Going forward, Nigerians must resist the temptation of being bought by these politicians or deciding to play with them, to lay down your guard and drop your integrity just because you want to survive. Because some people are saying, what else do I, if you can't beat them, join them. You don't have to join them. We still need people like you that are upright, that will stand the test of time and not giving. It's very, very important. A new Nigeria, I tell you, is still possible. As long as you do not give up. I'm not giving up, and I know you are not giving up. And do not relent in your fight, because I believe we are getting our nation back. Who has won in this case that was judged today, in the judgment that took place today? So was it Tinubu? Was it APC? Who was the winner? Who lost? Was it Atiku? Was it Obi? Or was it you? I want to let you know you haven't lost. You only lose if you give up the will and the power and the desire to keep on fighting until you see the freedom of Nigeria, until you see the prosperity that God gave to this nation become a reality, until you see Nigeria become a place where there is security, where you can travel like we used to travel from Maiduguri down to Lagos. At night, we will stop in different places and buy food and eat, and we knew people from the east, knew people from the west. Nigeria was just a great nation. You would travel any day of the week. I used to travel from Kaduna to Lagos. At night, I will go and take the bus, the night bus, and by morning, we will be in Lagos. But today, you can't even travel during the day. So don't give up until you see the Nigeria that some of us saw in our days that was so safe. You can keep your money somewhere and come back and find it. People will pick it up and give it to you and say, oh, sorry, when you were here, you left your money. This is your money. You could trust people. You do business with people and know that these people are trustworthy and reliable. You'll be anywhere and not be afraid of being kidnapped. That time, the Fulanis, the Hausas, and the other tribes in the north could mingle together and do things together, even do business together. Some of them spoke their languages. People that were locals who speak Fulani, the Fulanis who speak the local language. And nobody was terrorizing people. They were not invading communities and killing people and taking over their farms, taking over the communities, slaughtering women, killing them, pulling out the unborn children, and then leaving entire communities devastated, dead bodies littered everywhere. And mostly is perpetrated and is allowed and encouraged by politicians. And so until that happens in Nigeria, where we have a nation where we can live together in harmony, irrespective of your tribe or religion, unless that happens, this is not the time to think you have lost. You must continue to fight. Don't let the Supreme Court be the one that should decide whether you win or lose. We have not lost. We are standing strong. We have just begun this fight, and we are not giving up until we see the birth of a new Nigeria. Posterity is the greatest judge, not the Supreme Court. And when it offers its judgment, it is not motivated by financial inducement or threats or a gang up or a capture. When posterity starts to judge, and it is already begun, it is doing, nobody can withstand posterity when it judges. And when God, the Almighty, the Creator, the Supreme Judge, the supernatural highest judge, the judge of all, the judge of all judges, when his judgment begins, especially on the wicked, we will all see and know that this can only be the finger of God. So I plead with you, this is not the time to throw in the towel. This is not the time to surrender. This is the time to stand and still fight for the birth of a new Nigeria. It appears as if Nigerians have been defeated. But I stand here, or I sit here today to say to you, Nigerians have won, because you were patient, you were very, very understanding. You did not go on the street destroying things, burning places. You did not kill anyone because you wanted to reclaim your nation back. You stood and trusted the judiciary. There were billboards everywhere. People wrote songs, sang songs. People came out and said, the last hope of the common man is the judiciary. And you kept saying, all eyes on the judiciary, all eyes on the judiciary. You followed peacefully up till today, the 26th of October, when the judgment was declared. I want to tell you who came out as the winner, the one who didn't have to bribe, the one who did not have to terrorize people, that didn't have to kill, didn't have to burn places in order for your mandate to be given. You stood peacefully. People like Obi said he believes in the judiciary. At least he has done his part up to the end. Atiku also went to Chicago to bring all those things, all these cases against Tinubu to prove that this person doesn't have what it takes to govern this nation. But the judiciary decided to throw everything out, ignored it, and went on to say it lacks merit. That is their own judgment. But God is the true judge, and you can never twist justice when it comes to God. So nobody can stop you or should stop you from continuing in this fight. Team up with friends and brothers around you. If it means you have to come out daily from now on to let people hear your voice, come out and let Nigerians know, let the rest of the world know. Even if you are abroad, you can go to the Nigerian embassies where you are and let them know that justice was raped in Nigeria. An illegitimate president was upheld that as the president of Nigeria. So you can still do your part and don't ever accept defeat, because that is, you fought a good fight and you never lost. Uprightness, integrity was the winner in today's judgment. Nigerians, you have won, and as I said, you have not lost. You stood on the side of truth, and truth always wins. You possess a power that your adversaries dread and are afraid to confront. They are scared of you. The wicked people are scared of you. And that's why they've done what they have done. But I'm telling you, posterity is still the judge. Keep the torch of truth shining, and shining even brighter now than it has been before. Don't be discouraged. Be strong and very courageous. The journey just started. I want you to say, the journey just started. Say it, the journey just started. Say, I'm not giving up. Say, I'm not giving up. A new Nigeria is possible. Thank you very much for saying that. You can't chicken out now, and you can't give in now. Keep hope alive, because victory is certain at the end. Whether this wicked, evil politician like it or not, the people will always win. And we are winning against them. So, be strong, because victory is certain. You are determined. Let's be determined to win. We are determined to win. I am determined to win. And I know you are determined. And I believe together we will celebrate when we see the birth of the Nigeria of our dream. Let today be the day that you will always be reminded that these people did everything. The Supreme Court judges, led by Iyan Okoro, they were bribed, they were bought, and they seared their conscience and judged against the will of the people. But I'm telling you, always, the people will always emerge the winners. You have won, we have won. Nigeria is still going to stand unshaken, unbroken, and nobody can destroy it. I still believe a new Nigeria is possible, and I want you to stand with me. So when you hear a call by peace-loving people to say, let's make our voices be heard. If they need to go out on peaceful protest, don't stay at home and say, I give up on Nigeria. Please don't give up. Go out and lend your voice, lend your support, do your own part, and God will do what only He can do. I still believe that hope can be kept alive. You have a part to play. I have a part to play. It's been wonderful being with you all these many months, over 12 months of broadcasting and broadcasting. It's been by God's grace, God's strength, and the encouragement of many of you that have called, many of you that have written comments, and you have prayed for us, prayed for my family. I want to celebrate you. Remember to pray for Nigeria. Don't give up on praying for Nigeria, and do your own part. I believe Nigeria will rise again. How we will see the change, we may not know immediately, but I believe it is still possible. So please celebrate. Don't be, don't lose hope, and don't become frustrated and give up and go and do something foolish. Let's stand to see the birth of a new Nigeria. We need your mind. We need your creativity. We need your sensitivity. And you and I teaming up, whether you're from the north, south, east, or west, or you are a Christian or Muslim, those differences are only used by politicians to their own advantage. We must be so smart that we don't allow them. Well, I don't want to bore you. It was wonderful being with you. I will not be doing a lot of broadcasts like I used to do. until I have a clear direction as to what to say. But then I want to let you know I'm not giving up. I haven't given up, and I will not give up. And I believe you too will not give up. So once again, I want to say thank you very much for watching. Please help me and share this. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe on YouTube, and also follow me on Facebook. Then please like the broadcast. When you do that, it will be recommended to many more people. I want to say a very, very big thank you for you being part of this broadcast. Again, I want to know where you joined me from, whether from Nigeria or somewhere abroad. This is your friend and brother, Dr. Haruna Goro. May God bless you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I want to say, long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. No politician, no judiciary, no legislative person can destroy this nation. God's hand is upon Nigeria, and Nigeria will stand strong, and Nigerians will stand strong, undefeated. Love you, and see you next time. Bye-bye.